In our previous leatherworking video, we discussed all the basic recipes that can be learned from the basic trainers covering the apprentice, journeyman, expert, and artisan levels. As I pointed out previously, these trainers teach you most of the items in a set, but they leave out a couple pieces that need to be discovered somewhere around the world. In this video, we're going to discuss where these recipes can be found so that you can have a complete set of the basic recipes offered from the leatherworking trainers. First, let's look at our fine leather set. This is a sweet, clean looking low level set with a unique look you're not going to find anywhere else. The trainers will teach you how to craft the belt, cloak, and tunic, but the gloves, boots, and pants are world drop recipes. None of their drop rates are high enough to get excited about, so if you find one around the world, consider yourself lucky. Hopefully, you're going to score one of these off the auction house and complete your set without any farming. These are low-level recipes, so correspondingly, they're going to drop from mobs ranged levels 10 to 35. Moving on to the dark leather set, we find that the basic trainers will teach you how to craft the dark leather belt, pants, boots, and cloak, but as for the gloves, shoulders, and tunic, these recipes, again, are world drops and are going to be found in mobs levels 10 to 35. The tunic recipe doesn't have any particularly high drop rates, but it is worth noting that the dark leather shoulders recipe has a high 0.82% chance from a rare spawn in Northern Hillsbrad foothills. So if you're in the area, swing by, see if Jimmy the Bleeder has spawned, and a chance for the shoulder recipe. Now the dark leather gloves are a world drop, but check this out. Varel Singuts, a mob in the Scarlet Monastery graveyard, is being held captive and tortured by some Scarlet Crusaders. While that's unfortunate, what isn't unfortunate is that he has the plans for dark leather gloves, and he's dropping them at a 10% rate. He can easily be farmed, but there's a kicker. He's a quest hub for the Horde, so only the Alliance have the ability to farm this guy for his recipe. In the Hillman's leather set, the basic trainers will teach you how to craft the gloves, shoulders, and cloak. As for the belt and the vest, these recipes are world drops, and again, hopefully you can nab one of these off the auction house. Now it is worth noting that the vest has a 1.08% drop from Fed Fennel, a rare spawn knoll found in northeast Elwyn Forest. So again, if you're in the area, go give this guy a look. The green leather set unfortunately only has 3 pieces to it, and it's not a complete outfit, as it looks absolutely stunning. The basic trainers will teach you how to craft the bracers and the belt, but as for the vest, you're going to need to go hunt down some random vendors. On the Alliance side, you can pick up the vest recipe from special goods vendor Vina Silkbeard, found in a little hut in the wetlands. And for the Horde, vendor George Kendarte. He's found in northeast Hillsbrad foothills, all by himself, tucked in the corner of Thornton's wall. These are some peculiar vendors for a peculiar looking set. The Guardian set is a more complete version of the green leather set and more clean looking color scheme than what we're going to look at in a second, the Dusky Leather set. The trainers are going to teach you how to craft the pants and gloves, but the belt, chest, cloak, and bracers are all world drop recipes. It's a shame these recipes are all world drops for such a good looking set. Of course, these plans are going to be found off of mobs ranging levels 25 to 40. Now let's take a look at that Dusky Leather set. The trainers are going to teach you how to craft the chest, bracers, and belt, but you're going to need to find the recipes for the boots and the leggings. These both are world drops, and you're going to want to keep an eye out for that boots recipe on the auction house. Unfortunately, the boots recipe is labeled as a rare, even though it's not any more rare than the other green world drops, but because of this, it's probably going to run a higher cost on the auction house. But as for the leggings, we're going back to our boy Varel Singuts. Man, this guy knows his stuff. I see why he's being tortured. But seriously, this is a sweet piece of information to know, so you don't have to struggle finding these leggings. While his other leatherworking recipe dropped at 10%, this one's only going to be dropping at a 5% rate. But he's easily farmable, and of course, only by the Alliance. The Barbaric set has quite the unique look. Do I hear role-playing anybody? This is a sweet set to rock around the city and make a quick penny, or possibly in one of the upstairs bedrooms in Goldshire. If you want to get your hands on this set, the trainers are going to teach you how to craft the harness and the shoulders. but the belt and the gloves are world drops that you're going to want to keep an eye out for on the auction house. As for the bracers and the leggings, they can be bought off of vendors. The bracers are sold off of Joseph Moore in the Undercity for the Horde, and the Alliance can buy them off of Cenorian in Darnassus. Now the leggings recipe can be bought off of Jandia for the Horde, found in Thousand Needles, and then the Alliance have two different vendors to choose from. Heyman Carwin, found in Arathi Highlands, and Larden, who can be found in the Stone Talon Mountains. The leatherworking trainers are generous in teaching you the Nightscape set, as you're only going to need to hunt down the recipe for the shoulders. Luckily, these can be bought from vendors, and the Horde will need to buy this off Jangdor, Swiftstrider, and Feralus, and the Alliance will need to visit Naomi, found in Airy Peaks inside Wildhammer Keep. Look at this dude, looking like a character from Aquaman. The Turtle Scale set is the last set that the basic trainers are going to teach you. This is the only male set that they provide training for, and nearly in its entirety. You're going to need to find the recipe for the gloves, and funny enough, this recipe is both a world drop and sold by vendors. The world drop rate is just kind of crap, so you're going to want to make sure to visit, again, Jangdor, Swiftstrider, and Feralus for the Horde, and visit Pratt McRubbin for the Alliance and Feralus as well. Now, imagine you farming the recipe for this set from the vendors and owning the market for it while everyone else is finding it as a world drop. Something to think about come Classic. Now, for the sake of completion, let's look at the first two sets taught by the trainers because they're already complete. The Embossed Leather set is the second set you'll be taught, and it definitely looks like you're a youngin' running through the world. Now, as for the Handstitched set, this is the first set you're able to craft. Man, it looks like you're roughing it. I mean, the items are pretty crap for the stats, but in a role-playing perspective, this is what your first craft looks like. That's legit. I may have to rock this set till level 10 whenever Classic comes out. Now, before I go, I want to point out that for some of the lower level recipes that were world drops, rare spawns around the world had a significantly higher drop rate than any other mobs that dropped the recipes. Now we're talking like 0.5 to 0.8% compared to 0.02%, but it's worth noting that if you knew where all the rare spawns were in these zones as you travel through them, you could hunt them down and have a greater chance at nabbing one of these recipes. Of course, your best bet at completing these sets is probably going to be to watch the auction house the first year Classic comes out if you aspire to have a complete leatherworking set. I mean, considering there won't be transmog in Classic, these complete recipes have a much greater incentive to show off to guild members and roleplay, so keep that in mind. There is value in collecting these sets in their entirety. Yo, thanks for sticking around till the end. If you really enjoyed this material, please leave me a like and tell me what you thought about it in the comment section. I love interacting with the community. I really enjoy putting together this information for you guys, and I can't wait to do it for my future profession videos. Thanks for watching.